Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your host, King Geo. A little bit late today, so I was doing some things and I just wanted to wrap up some things before I got on here. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who has come who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it very much. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time out to give rapper DMX prayers. That during the weekend, DMX went to the hospital for a heart attack. And right now he's on life support. Today was supposed to be the day that the doctors did some brain scan to see if he has any activity in his brain. And we're hoping, praying that all that comes out good. A lot of people kept saying that it's drugs. We don't know, or I don't know what it is. They haven't specified on the thing or what happened. Um, What I can say is that there's been a lot of artists out there. I just read an article with hey, what's up, Manny? Are you enjoying MLB? One of the things that I saw is Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is another actress, is another artist who if this in this case if it was because of drugs of DMX, um, but Bruce says greatest rapper ever. I agree with you. Um, Demi Lovato came out saying that she feels what DMS is going through, and the one thing that I it hurts me when I hear Demi Lovato say stuff like this, is that here's a woman who knows the danger of drugs and alcohol, and she has been through. She said that DMX OD put fear into her, not knowing that her own OD should have put fear on her in the first place. Um, it's bad enough that DMX is in a hospital. Like I said, we don't know if they say it's a heart attack. Other people say it's because of drugs. Some he OD'd, and other people say it's a heart attack. We don't know yet. But like I said, today was able to be a CT scan or a brain scan or what they do to find out if you have any functions in if there's any activity in your brain. Sometimes when they do that, they say if there is no activity, then you're in a vegetative state, and that's when the family decides to see what they're going to do with that body, or with any family that is in a situation like this. They decide to do either they keep him or her on life support, or they remove that person from life support. And so I'm going back to the Lovato thing. Is that this is a woman? This is a woman. He also has COVID. Oh, I didn't know that. But the COVID wouldn't. I don't. Well, I don't think, Bruce, that the COVID would have induced him into going to a coma. Probably was the heart attack, and by him not having. I don't know when was it that he was rushed to the hospital. But after 7 or 8 minutes of not having oxygen, your brain you do damage to your brain because your brain needs oxygen and needs blood flow. So it all depends. I don't know, but one would pray that he gets over this. I mean, I remember the DMX from my Bronx days. DMX came out in 1998, right? The album was "It's Dark in Hell," right? So I remember with DMX. I remember Met the Man. I mean, all those guys out there was rapping. Those are rappers that that can spit lyrics. So what I was going back to was that I want to do this thing on DMX, not only because of the situation, it's because we have to be aware that having an addiction is very bad. Having a drug addiction is very bad, and sometimes harsh things have to happen in order for you to get straight out. Some people, which is unfortunate, they get OD and they keep on doing the same thing over and over again. And like I said, this is Demi Lovato is one of them. Demi Lovato is one that she just keeps going overdose after overdose and doesn't change. She changes for a while and then she goes back to her old habits. And I was reading about DMX, how DMX was a millionaire, bro, and now he's worth less. Now he owes $1 million. He's $1 million in debt, and that goes again with who you hang out with, how you use your money, the people around you. So that has a big influence. But I pray to God that he comes out okay, that everything's going to be okay with him, and that he's going to survive this. But Going back to the Demi Lovato thing, I can't. I keep going back to it because it gets me angry. The things that she said. You know, she said that now she's scared. She should have been scared a long time ago. You know, when people have addictions, you know, one of the things that people have when they're addicted is they don't have that support. And I say that because you have a lot of people that are gonna say, well, you know what, you're just a druggie. You just do this, do that, do this, do that, and that you know you're always gonna be a drug addict. You're not gonna change. This is not gonna happen, and that gets to you. It really does. And when that happens, you know, people say, "Why am I gonna live for?" Not knowing that you got to live for you, and that's when they're down. And when they're down, that's when you don't kick that person down. You understand that most people who are addicts that want to go to rehab and want to get out of the drug, they just don't know how to. All they do is just drugs, drugs, drugs. That's kind of hard, you know, to break that habit. And the good thing about it is that DMX has all of his 15 kids with him. A lot of kids, right? He has kids with him. He's up there in White Plains. So I put that number down. So if you guys wanted to call in and give your prayers and you shout out to DMX, you could do so. But it's just a tragic, you know. Hopefully for me, he can get out of this, and he'll survive, and with no complications or whatever complications that there is, and then hopefully, you know, he can move on from this point on. Well, he can move on from this point on, and a lot of people can see his recovery as a step up. Now you're gonna see a lot of people. You're gonna see a lot of people take this in the political sense, or I'm surprised they haven't even done so. Like the Candace Owens is like, "Oh, he shouldn't have been doing drugs. Why are we immortalizing a man who's done drugs?" And you know, people are stupid. And they don't understand the sensitivity of certain things. You know, so I'm surprised I haven't heard that. But going back to DMX was, oh, it's, you know, I haven't heard him rap in a while. But I'm gonna tell you some of the things that people have said about him. LeBron James tweeted, "To my favorite artist growing up and still to this day, DMX, my prayers are with you and sent to the Almighty heavens above." You have other people who says this one hurts, prayers that he pushed through. DMX, New England Patriot wide receiver Julian Edelman posted sharing a video of rappers speaking about God. And that gives a little bit about him, about DMX. So DMX broke into the rap music scene in 1998 with his first album, "Is It Dark in Hell It's Hot," which reached #1 in the Billboard's 200 charts. The multi-platinum selling album included hits such as Rough Riders, remember that one? Anthems, Get Me a Dog, and Stop Being Greedy. You know, so he said, you know, he made more rappers, I mean more songs, but we all know who DMX is. I mean, that's I don't even have to go through this to tell you who DMX is. But we all know that he was a great rapper. That he busted his ass rapping. And you know, like you got, like I said, Method Man is another guy who prayed the pain to the same thing, something like that. Remember? So it's just sad. It's just sad that we have one of our young rappers. He's only 50 years old. DMX music, Bruce says DMX music helped me a lot in my life. In a sense, yeah, it does. You know, if you look at it, if you listen to his lyrics and you come from where DMX comes from, if you come from the parts of New York that we come from, I'm from the Bronx. Bruce is from the Bronx. So we don't come from the Bronx where, you know, people, when I say the Bronx, there's some part of the Bronx that you don't even have to worry about, because like Riverdale back in the 90s, back in the 70s, and 80s and 90s, you didn't have to worry about Riverdale, because Riverdale, it was all white and Jews, all right? Unless you go down to 225th Street and Broadway, and then that's when they had the projects. And even that part, when you had the projects, Marble Hill projects, Marble Hill wasn't bad. When you had Kingsbridge, all that Kingsbridge going to Siegfried, that wasn't bad. Now once you pass Fordham Road and you hit Webster Avenue, now those guys, you know, those Webster, Gun Hill, right at that 174, Bruce is from Walton Avenue. Walton Avenue is bad. It's bad now, and they gentrified it a little bit, but and it's bad. And when you come from a neighborhood that we come from, when I see the Bronx, that's the type of neighborhood that we come from, that you have to survive. And when you see a rapper like DMX come out and do his thing, and you listen to his lyrics, you say, wow, you know what? My man went through a lot. I went through the same thing he went through. And I'm going through the same situation that he went through. And you see that, and you see how he struggled and how he came out through. then that opens your eyes. Like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing. Someone who is sad might use drugs to get a feeling of happiness, but it doesn't work. Drugs can lift a person into a fake kind of cheerfulness, but when the drug wears off, they crash. But yeah, I know, Bruce, that you spend most of your time in Yonkers, but what I'm saying, you're originally from the Bronx. Um, a lot of people have addicts. I went up my stories. I was an alcoholic, and I drank because I wanted to drink. I didn't drink because I felt sad or I felt bad. No, and to this day, when I'm 7 years sober, I don't. When I get mad or something doesn't go my way, I don't turn to the bottle. Or I don't say I'm going to go back to drinking. That's not my thinking. But a lot of addicts do that. A lot of addicts think that because something went bad, they're going to go back to the habit they had before, not knowing that that problem is going to be there. And then all the time that you spend being sober, you're going to let it go down the drain. And some people can do it, some people can't. I stopped cold turkey. I didn't want to go through no AA to NA, or not no NAAA, but I did it on my own. But most people can't do it on their own, so they need programs, so which I advocate for. Um, but a lot of people don't understand. You do drugs. And when you do drugs, alcohol is a downer. Alcohol is a downer. A lot of people don't know that alcohol is a downer, and people tend to drink alcohol because they want to feel happy. But all you do when you see an alcoholic, when a person drinks it, what they do is cry, and when they cry, they tend to listen. I mean, they tend to tell the truth. Yes, we all struggle. We all struggle. But what I'm saying, what I use is that a lot of people turn into drugs thinking that that's going to help them out. It might help them out in that little moment and that to get their mind to get their minds off of things. But at the end of the day, that drug is going to wear off, and that's what you have to think about. The drug is going to wear off. The drug is going to something. That problem is still going to be there. So you have to find a way to deal with that problem. Oh yeah, Bruce, we all have demons. I'm not saying that he doesn't have demons or we don't have demons. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it comes a moment in your life, it comes a moment in time that you gotta say to yourself, wait, this. I gotta slow my roll. I gotta. This is not my thing. I've already had fun. I already did my thing. I got to stop. And some people just don't know how to do that. How you look at greatness. I mean, how shameful would it be that this man passes away and he left us at a legend at 50 years old. At 50 years old, when you could easily have said to come at one point and say, you know what? That's it. I'm done. That's what I did. I said, yo, I'm done. I'm tired of waking up in the morning drunk. I'm tired of waking up with a hangover. I'm tired of throwing up. I'm tired of doing this. I had my fun. To be honest with you, I had my fun. I had my kids. I went to places that I never thought that I would go. I did things that I would never think that I would do. If it wasn't for alcohol, to be honest with you, I would never have my daughters. So I don't regret that. But it comes a point of someone's life, and you say, you know what, this is it. I have to stop. And he has 15 kids. And I never say to people, stop using drugs or stop using alcohol because of your kids. Stop using alcohol, drugs because of your wife, or stop using alcohol because of your mom. No, you have to want to stop to do period for yourself. Because when you put that burden on you that I have to stop for my kids, or I have to stop for my wife, or I have to stop you're putting a big weight on you. And when you don't satisfy that weight, when you don't satisfy the kids or your wife or anything like that, then you're like, you know what? I'm going to go back to drinking. I'm going to go back to drugging. And no, at least in my case, I'm talking about me. In my case, if I went back to drinking, who am I letting down? Yes, I'm letting down my family, but I'm letting down me because I took it upon myself to say, you know what? I'm stopping because of me. I know X personally. He is a humble dude and great guy. Crazy, yes, but all great times with the dog. I wouldn't imagine him. I never met him personally, so I wouldn't say. But he must have done something where he got 15 kids, right? But like I said, his demons were his demons. So I'm not going to say that there was drugs because he said they had a heart attack. So let's not say drugs. That's not what people say, but mostly they're focusing on, from what I'm reading, is the heart attack. Okay. But all in all, it's a shame. It's a shame that one has to go through all that. Like I said, we all got demons. We all got demons. It's how we take care of those demons. You know, you can have demons for 20, 30 years, and boom. Kodak Black hit song is Zay Zay, and DMX song Slipping talks about real life, real shit, masterpiece. Of course, his music is deep. His music is deep. But like I said before, to be ashamed if we lose a legend like himself because of drugs. You know? And it'd be sad. You can say, you know, he had a heart attack and natural causes, and you can say, okay, fine. Anyway, no death is good anyway. But it's like Tupac. Tupac's music was real. Tupac talked about real shit. Tupac talked about how life was in the streets. You know? Not like some rappers that take, oh, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, and they don't do shit. And they don't got no not no pot to piss in, but they got no toughness in them. They just doing that rap thing, or they just talking a yin yang because they want to talk it. Example, Tekashi 69. Yeah, that's true. X opened the floodgates. X opened the floodgates for all rappers and youngers and put Yo on the map. So, Blanks, you think X was more real than Tupac? I mean, in a sense, I don't know that's up in the air because Tupac was very outspoken. Tupac spoke his mind. So that's gonna be hard. More authentic, but how will you say that deep that well more authentic in that way? Not you saying he's more authentic performing arts. So you say that Tupac was more of a performer than he was a like let's say an activist when he spoke about police brutality, when he spoke about violence against blacks. I thought I saw more Tupac as a speaker. Yeah, he was a great rapper, but if I was to compare the two, Tupac and DMX, in a sense, Tupac was more of an outspoken person than DMX was. He advocated more than DMX did. Great rappers in their own sense. They're great in what they do, but you can't compare. It's like stating Malcolm X was better than Martin Luther King. Well, no, because you could tell. But I'm not comparing rap wise. I'm not talking about that because they're all great in their own individual way. I'm just talking about DMX opened up the floods for rappers and Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? Rappers that did that wouldn't make it. DMX opened the floodgate for that, and Tupac opened the floodgates for some artists to be more open in their music. Tupac was an advocate. That's what I'm trying to say. Now when you talk about Malcolm X and you talk about Dr. Martin Luther King, those two preach two different things. At the beginning, you can't compare. Towards the end of Malcolm X's career, he started leaning towards a Martin Luther King way. But in the beginning of his career, Malcolm X was nothing near Martin Luther King. Nothing. He was Dr. Martin Luther King was unity, and Malcolm X was just pure pro-black. EMS is Marcus Garvey. Well, yeah, Pac was a big influence on X as well. DMX and Tupac are both respectable legends in their own way. Marcus Garvey spoke more eloquent than Malcolm and Malcolm X. Marcus Garvey spoke more eloquent than Malcolm and Malcolm X. Do you think that Marcus Garvey spoke more eloquently than I don't know. I guess to each his own. I guess so. The thing about all these activists is that they speak, and at the end of the day they either end up they kill them, or because people, the one thing that if you see black activists do is that they to be honest with you, they try to open up your mind, and the system, the way the system here is in the United States is that they try to keep America dumb. To be honest with you, they try to keep American dumb. And if you can keep people dumb and not teach them, then you're winning. Then you are winning. It's like I saw the other day when the Republican Party said that Biden's bill had no infrastructure. All it had was for roads and highways and all the kind of dumbass roads and highways. Those are infrastructures. Making conductors, those are infrastructures. Building health system, building health buildings, those are infrastructure. But they tell you that it's not infrastructure, and those who don't know any better, they believe that because they're not educated. They don't tend to believe everything. So when you have a Malcolm X, I'm saying that the black people of the United States of America have no representation. That is true. And when he's rising up to power and a lot of black people are listening to his voice, the white man gets scared. And they say, we have to shut this person down, because if we don't shut this person down, there's going to be a riot and something's going to happen. So we got to keep him down. And that's it. What do you think in America? They don't teach us too much about black history. They don't teach us about black influencers. They don't teach us about black inventors. They don't teach about black scientists. They don't teach us about any of that thing. Those are things that you have to go and Google them. So when you have rappers like DMX talking the truth about what the city, what he went through, what life is, people from New York to LA to St. Louis to Kansas City to even to the smallest parts of the United States of America, who live in the hoods and who lives in the PJs, they know what it is, so they can associate with that. Most American can associate with what DMX went through. No, they like to talk about it, and if it doesn't go with their agenda, they'll turn it around. But this is the way it is. That's the way DMX spoke through his music. Donald Trump tried to make America great again. That was just a slogan. All he tried to do is make the rich people richer. That's all he did. But when you keep people, when DMX is the only rapper to do Woodstock, and he tore it down. Yeah, I remember. I was gonna go to that Woodstock, but I had no one to go to. But Woodstock for a rapper, that's good. DMX was good, man. DMX, I like DMX song. Not all of it, because I'm not a hip hop person. But when it comes to listening to people, listening to DMX, listening to Method Man, listening to all those people that come from the hood, that come from the streets, I can see that, so I like to listen to the message that they give out in their music. And going back, people have to understand America was never great. Never. If America was so great at any point, at any given point in time, then we would have been number one at everything, or number two. But look at us. And from happy sadness, from debt, from riches, from all of that, and you look how low we are in statistically wise, how we are, or how we are graded in different categories, and we're not even number one in anything. No health, not riches, not we're probably number one in having the most people in jail. We're probably number one in having the most people in a modern society, the most people who are homeless. We are the country. We have the most obese people in the world. I said we have the most incarcerated in the world. We have the most addicts in the world. Is that something to be proud of? And when you think about it, you have this country, whether they're Republican or Democrats, they send money to foreign countries to do whatever the hell they want to do with those foreign countries to help them out. But yet, if you tell them, listen, I'm going to give you this lot that I have here, and you can build 20 tiny homes, and those 20 tiny homes can be temporary homes for homeless people, they're going to say no. But yet, they'll give $1 billion to Iran to do an Iran deal, so Iran doesn't do a nuclear bomb. X new album was done too. Oh, he's coming out with an album. All right, I fuck with Hector. Hector Lavoe was a good. Hector Lavoe was Rayu's. Hector Lavoe was a Puerto Rican singer. He sang a lot of salsa. He's from the Bronx, and was a man that he did a lot of drugs. Hector Lavoe was one of them. Frankie Reese was another one. Both salsa singers, but the drugs got those two people. And Hector Lavoe, he had AIDS, and AIDS didn't kill him. That man, when he found out he had AIDS, he threw himself from a hotel window in Puerto Rico, and the air conditioner came and boom, he hit the air conditioner and he survived that. And then when he went to the Bronx, I remember seeing Hector Lavoe in the corner asking for money, and AIDS didn't kill him. It was just the drugs itself. He was depleted, and his wife had HIV. And his wife didn't even die of HIV. He died wife in a car crash. She was walking in the Bronx and her car hit her. Just think about it. But again, those are people who had drug users who were great in their music. Hector Lavoe was great in his music. Frankie Reese was great in his music, but they succumbed to drugs. And then Frankie Reese, when he just got off his drugs, that his voice got a little hoarse, they say his liver gave out and he died. But he was trying to make a comeback. So it is, a lot of us, we hear these great singers and we all these great artists, and they succumb to the drug world, and that is sad. That is really sad. Me becoming a millionaire or me becoming a famous person, I would never succumb to myself to drugs. I can tell you that for a fact. I would never do that because I've already been there. And drugs was never my thing. I was just an alcoholic. But I chose. That's the thing. I chose to be an alcoholic. I didn't drink because this and that. And Bruce knows me. I didn't drink because of this. I just drank because I like to drink. I wish I could drink now, but I can't. If I could have one beer right now, I would, but I can't. So, being that I can't, I'm not gonna go have a fight with my wife, or have a fight with my nephews, have a fight with my kids, or have a fight with a neighbor, and say, you know what, I want to go drink, or lose my job, I want to go drink. No, I just say it is what it is, and just keep on moving. I don't know Hector, but I like J Balvin. Well, J Balvin is Colombian, babe. J Balvin is Colombian. Those are two different artists, two different music. You can't compare one with the other. In my time, in salsa time, Hector Lavoe, Frankie Ri, um, the Grand Combo. That's a group. Those were the people you follow, the group that you followed. And you had more. You had Willie Colon, but Willie Colon was with Hector Lavoe and Willie Colon. You got Tito Puente, but he was doing his conga thing. You know, you have a lot. You have a lot of these artists who did a lot of things, who did a lot of great things, but they succumbed themselves to drugs, and it's unfortunate. No. So, guys, if you want to call in, you can call in at 336-536-4942. And you can give a shout out to DMX. Let him know that you are with him. And we can all give him our prayers. He's up there in White Plains, New York. That's like 20 minutes away from Yonkers, New York. If you guys want to hold out there and hold a vigil and let him know that you care, or just want to go up there and say prayers for him, he's up there in White Plains, New York, which is only 20 minutes from Yonkers. You get a lot of ways to get there. So we just pray for DMX to come out of this. I haven't heard anything yet from anything. Let me see if I see something here. But like I said, they was going to do his test. They was going to run him test today, but they haven't done anything that I have heard of. Let's see. We get here. Okay. That was 14 hours ago. 2 days ago. It says here, ladies of DMX reportedly tested positive for COVID-19. That's what we got there. But as far as anything not permanent, anything that's come out today, I haven't heard anything yet. There probably is some news, but I haven't seen it. All right, so let's see. This is DMX 3 days ago. And to believe that was just 3 days ago, and now he's in a coma. So think about it, going from just a heart attack into a coma. So once this live is gone, guys, if you guys want to leave a comment and want to leave a message to DMX, please do so. That'd be greatly appreciated. Every thought and prayer is good for DMX and his family, that they're going through a lot, and him and his kids. That just pray that he comes out of this and that he comes out of this with a good healthy bill, a good bill of health. I should say, and we can move forward, and he can start doing music again and bring his music back. But we need people like DMX in the artistic world, because he keeps it real. And I respect artists who are real. I don't like Cardi B's music, but I respect Cardi B because she is real. Any artist that keeps it real and it's not fake, I'm with you. I'm with you. I may not like your music, but I like what you stand for. You know, so if you're a real person, maybe you go to real person, but you know what I'm saying. If you're real to the game and you stay real, hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Even though I may not like your music, I would go with your music, and I'll buy your album, or I'll buy your CD, or I'll go into Apple, whatever it can be, and I'll buy your music just to support you because you keep it real, and I respect that. But that's what they're saying, rioters, that it's COVID, or they're just saying, because they say it's a heart attack. The picture that I was sent was something that I got. But is that what they're saying? Yeah, I know there's two different informations out there. Some say it's a heart attack. Some say it's it's an overdose. I'm going to go with the heart attack. But like I said, I respect those artists who keep it real. I don't like Jennifer Lopez because Jennifer Lopez is not real. Like I said, I don't like Cardi B, but I like the fact that she keeps it real. She says it. She says what she thinks, and she keeps it real. She's never backed down. She's always said, "This is what I did. This is where I came from." And even through her music, and when she does an interview, she gives it to you. Hmm. You don't like Cardi B, no WAP? I don't like her. I don't think she can rap. I don't think she's a good rapper. That's just me. But I like her voice. I like when she talks. She may not be the most articulate person there is in the world, but when she talks, she's talking for real. She's talking from a girl from the hood. She's talking from a girl from the streets who had to do what she had to do in order to survive. You know, and then that I respect. Don't come to me. Don't come to me like Takashi 69 says. Oh, are you gonna do 50 years for me? All right. I had to snitch because I had to do this. I had to do that. I don't like snitches. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But if you're gonna go join a gang and you think that you're joining the Boy Scout, then you're thinking wrong because he blames his gang for having sex, or one of the members of his gang for having sex with his girl. Yo, you don't blame the. I mean, that's the shit you don't do, but you're in a gang. Something that is expected, and then you blame her, and you blame your girl. The minute they told you that the minute that you saw that your producer, not your producer, your handler was making more money than you bounce. The minute that they said they were going to kidnap you, you bounce. I mean, they're going to kill your moms, you bounce. You're worth. At that time, he was worth what, supposedly $3 or $4 million. So he could have gone anywhere in the United States. He could have gone anywhere in the world, but he chose to stay there because he wanted to be thought of as the thug. Even Fat Joe told him, "Stay away from those people. The FBI is looking into you. Stay away." And he did. He didn't do it, but he came out winning because what? He came out stronger. People were looking into him more. Blah blah blah. He thinks the snitching is the thing to do, but a lot of people don't see that way. And I feel bad for him because he's going to go. Hopefully, he's not going to have those bodyguards all the time. And if they do, they're not going to care. Girl from the street stripper. Yeah, that's Cardi B. And a lot of people. This is the funny thing about that makes me laugh is that you got the Candace Owens of the world, and you got women like that, and then you got men like that who says, "Oh no, Cardi B was robbing these men from their money. She was drugging these men for their money." But what about, we don't know if those men did the same thing to other strippers. We don't know if those men raped those women or other women or that. So when you go into the world of stripping, it's a whole different world. So if you go into a strip club and a stripper strips you from your money and she takes your money, whether if you didn't give it to her or not, or if you didn't give it to her, that's your problem. You shouldn't be in a strip club doing what you ain't supposed to be doing if you're married in the first place. But we're not talking about that. So, she did what she had to do. She drugged these guys, and I'm sure that some guys drug other women. I mean, guys drug women every day when they go to clubs, and girls don't remember anything when they wake up. They're somewhere else. They don't remember because the guy slipped something in their drink, because the guy's not confident enough in his own game that he can't pick up a girl, so he has to drug her. That's kind of lame and stupid and retarded, if you ask me. If you ain't got no game, step up your game. There's gonna be a girl that's gonna bound to fall for the bullshit that she's gonna say. So she did what she did, I don't say, yo, Cardi B, you should have done that. That's not me to say it. That's not me to judge. She did what she had to do in order to survive. And then look where she's at now. While Candace Owens is bashing black people, she's bashing her own kind. Cardi B's making that money, regardless of whether you like her or not. And I guarantee you that Cardi B does more for the Bronx and does more for her fans than what Candace Owens does. And I'm gonna do, hopefully tomorrow, I think I'm gonna do something with Candace about Candace Owens. So I'm going to do a video of Candace Owens so you can see the real Candace Owens, the anti-black, because she's anti-black. She's against her own people. But that's neither here or there. This is good about DMX, man. We just hope that he comes out all right out of this. That the COVID, that later on during the day or during the night, they'll say, DMX family had decided to pull the plug. Most people, if you ever seen someone who is in a vegetative state and they go there, you see them. I've read and I've heard of people who've been in a vegetative state and they can hear. They can't talk to you, of course, but they can hear what you say and they can feel what you're feeling. But hopefully, if that was the final thing they had to do, and they don't take more flight support, they let them stay there for a while and leave it in God's hand. So Ryu says, men goes to strip clubs for a fantasy. They don't want to look at a woman that look like their girlfriend or wife. It is what it is. I'm not aroused. I'm not aroused of a strip club. It does nothing for me. I mean, I've been to a strip club because I've gone with friends. But to me personally, to go just to enter a strip club and just say, I'm going to go, that's not my thing. I mean, a girl has to do what she has to do in order to survive. So I'm not going to knock her off. I'm not going to knock her down for that. But for me to go and to a strip club on my own, or even invite someone, that would never happen. But go on my own because I want to see another girl. No, I don't do that. It's not my thing. I think if you have a fantasy, ask your wife to act it out, or ask your girlfriend to act it out. There's no need for you to go outside that marriage because there's no need for that. You act out the fantasy and that's it. You have to be creative in your sexual relationship with your partner. Monotony is not a good thing. Let's not get off topic here. So we're going to, let's pray for DMX that everything goes okay with him. And don't forget, guys, that I do have a subscription now. I do have a club that you can join. You have 3 different tiers: $1.99, $3.99, and $4.99. No, $1.99, $2.99, and one is $4.99. $4.99, that's going to be more like if you want to do a one-on-one or we want to talk about certain things. We can just all go live there, and people can look at what we're saying and talk, but they cannot join. They cannot participate unless they're in the club. So that's something that we should do. One day, once I get more people to join the $4.99 club, so we can do an adult an adult theme, something that we all can share, because that's what you're paying for, right? Without any naysayers or anybody saying bad things, we just an open forum where we all can have a dialogue and respect one another's opinion. Not say, you know what, you this, you that, you this, you that. That's what we don't want. Okay? That's what we do not want. And I appreciate that picture of DMS. That was pretty cool. So I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to be uploading a video. I did a video earlier on. And you guys, if you guys see the intros of some of the intros of my video, those are courtesy of my wife. She does my intros. I don't pay her because when you're married to this good looking guy, that's payment enough. Oh boy. No, I'm not conceited, people. I'm just confident in myself. You got to be confident in yourself. If you're not confident, you're going to be confident for you. Who is going to be confident for you? All right, guys. So let's do this tomorrow, the same time. But tomorrow's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, guys. So it's going to be tomorrow's going to be I might do Candace Owen. I might not do Candace Owen. But if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. And I'm like, you can tell me 10 minutes before time. You can leave me a comment, say, King Gio, let's talk about this, and we'll talk about it. It takes me a few minutes to set up, and it takes me a few minutes to get into a conversation and to do research, because research is just quick. It's not like back in the days you had to get an encyclopedia, you had to go to the library, but now everything is at the fingertip, at your fingertips. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rayush. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Blanks. Thank you, God Ladies, for everything, for the support. It means a lot to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's all pray for DMX, that everything goes well with him. Let's just hope it does. And people, if at the end of the show, if you decide to call me, that phone number is going to be obsolete. Those numbers that I put up are only good for showtime only. Well, thank you, everybody. Peace in the Middle East. God bless each and every one of you. And remember, always put God first.